You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5.
Welcome back to the weekly Betoota Bulletin. My name's Clancy Overall, and I've just had I'm not going to say the name of the brand, but I've just had a beer by a company that makes really, really strong beers. So if I get caught up a little bit, it's Friday Arvo as we record this. I'm with Errol Parker and Effie Bateman. How are we all?
I'm not too bad today. I've also had one of the aforementioned elephant beers. And, I'm sort of losing my train of thought here.
Well, I haven't, so I can help steer us.
Someone's got to steer the ship.
Someone's got to get us over the line.
What is up first in the news today? Effie Bateman.
Well, kicking off, and the Sunshine Coast property developer has revealed that all the Aboriginals he's spoken to are voting no.
Yes, Raphael Simbly has it all, a man who made a career out of jacking up property prices in once working-class coastal communities, says that he can't believe we are still talking about this voice thing.
Despite talking about it ad nauseum for weeks, Ralph says he's saddened to learn that politicians want to create two classes of Australians.
Yes, the man who divides his time solely between his Noosaville developer's office, his 3-story family home in Noosa Heads, his mistress's bungalow in Peregian, and his exclusive members-only golf club on the river, says he actually hasn't spoken to an Indigenous person who is voting yes. All the ones he's spoken to are voting no. Good on you, Raph.
Up next, and a woman who left church wonders if it was the right choice after learning what scissoring is from a kid's book.
Yes, Betoota Heights woman Gloria Dane spoke to the Advocate about the confronting reality she faced this week. Raised in the church but deciding to leave earlier this year after spending the first 29 years of her life swaying to the beat of the Jesus drum, Gloria said she was fairly shocked when she found the book in her local Big W.
Yes, the new Guide to Sex book released by Yumi Steins and the former Dolly doctor Melissa Kang really rocked our subject of this story, actually. Gloria said one of the things that rattled her the most was the scissoring part. What the fuck is that? Do people actually do that? I don't get it. Why does that lady only have one arm? How can she get a good purchase on the bed or the couch or the rug? I don't know. Lino floor? Do they put a tarp down? Do men also scissor? Can you scissor in a way that God approves of? There are so many questions I have. This book has shown me this smut with no answers.
Yes, so we had a comment from Harrison the artist who said, so interesting seeing the comments in this thread with the amount of people who have their head in the sand. Your kids have already seen porn, for fuck's sakes. I wonder if those opposing the book have ever experienced a consensual, reciprocal and safe sex. Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like they would prefer sex to stay in the days of where do I come from. With a man, in order to get as close as possible to the woman, the best thing he can do is lie on top of her and put his penis inside of her. Whoever thinks this is a comprehensive education needs their heads and their own sexual experience checked. Gone are the dark days of missionary positions by men on top of women. Amazing how many people will go to the grave with unexplored and boring sex lies. If you don't like the book, don't buy it for your child, you bigots.
Okay, quite a rant there from Harrison the artist. I also saw a funny comment that said, oh, where I come from we call scissoring lip syncing.
Oh, no. Jesus.
I don't know if Yumi included that in the book, but...
No, but she did include a short chapter on the art of rimming, which I didn't like reading that part. So that's a bridge too far for me, Clancy.
Yeah, look, they can call us prudes, but, we don't want to stray from God's light too far.
An influencer who refuses to wear fast fashion, unaware they snort 4 square metres of rainforest every weekend.
Yes, known for her try-on hauls and weekly message to my yoni, Montana Jennings has always prided herself on being an ethical consumer and avoiding fast fashion at all costs. That includes regularly hitting out at other influencers who dare to be sponsored by Shein.
But like many in the media landscape who forged a career being righteous, it appears that Montana has finally flown a little too close to the sun and reached a level of notoriety where all eyes are on her, as evidenced by a photo of her microwaving a plate covered in some fat white powder, which has been blasted on the internet. Yo!
Offering a teary apology, Montana said she had no idea about all the deforestation, terrorism and human trafficking stuff that did accompany the suspicious white powder she is refusing to confirm was cocaine. And she just hopes her followers can appreciate that she made one lapse of judgment and definitely won't happen again.
She should have just said it was ketamine.
But what about the horsies?
They also use it to put down cats.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
And lastly, Australian retain Ashes in most satisfying way possible.
Yes, the spirit of cricket is rolling in its grave this week after having the Australian team urinate on the patch of ground it's resting in.
After playing the greatest cricket ever seen by humankind over the past few weeks, the English were forced to have to come to terms with a draw in the fourth test. That was despite holding a commanding position leading into day 4. However, though, if you haven't been across it, day 4 and 5 were washed out, giving Australia the most satisfying non-result ever.
We're the winners, and that's the Betoota Advocate Weekly Bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. We love you all.
Wagwan.